I'm Lady T506. Welcome to my channel. Hello everyone. I am here for The Passage, Season 1, Episode 1. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, you're a family member, you're one of my peoples, welcome back. Now, you guys, I'm trying to get into more of reviewing shows, like not just reality shows. I'm already doing Manifest, which I totally love. That's going to be up next. But anyway, I'm trying to do more shows like scripted shows. And I was seeing the previews for The Passage, and I was like, this seems like it's going to be something good. So let's get to it. It's like 2015, and I missed like where they were at. But it's like some dudes are walking through the woods, and they find a cave. And inside this cave, this kid is taking care of somebody who was in a cage. Now, it's everything about that scene seemed off to me. One, we out the country. Two, we walking in the woods. Three, what are we looking for? Now, once we get inside this cave and we see a cage, I'm like, see, this is where, first of all, I don't do woods, I don't do forests, I don't do too many trees. So Trish would not be there. But for the storyline, these people, they walking through there and everything, okay. They get there, and this is young boy. He's taking care of somebody who is in the cage. Now, first of all, if he's in the cage, you know, maybe we should keep him in the cage. He doesn't seem like he sees somebody else besides the little boy that's taking care of him, and he's screaming for help. Maybe he needs to stay in the cage. But they walk up, and I looked down for a second, and somehow he got out of the cage. Now, the little boy that was taking care of him immediately gets out of there. Now, this is when you follow suit. Now, the person been taking care of him, then he done doggone chucked y'all the deuce and kept on going. That should have been y'all cue. But it wasn't. So one of the dudes gets attacked. Now the young boy kept on saying in, I think, Spanish, vampire, and one of the dudes gets attacked in the neck. So I'm like, okay, this is how the epidemic is going to start. Like this whole getting chomped on in the neck region, you going to the hospital. Now, like the particles from you getting chomped on and got into the air, people breathing it, they going into another country and they expressing it through their breath. That's how my mind was going with it. But no. We see the dude the next day, or I don't know how long it was, but he's up and walking and talking like nothing even happened. Like the scar on his neck is just healed. So his friend was like you up and walking, like it's a miracle. But he gets to like bleeding from the mouth and pulls out a chunk of like flesh, which I do not like that word, but that's the only word that described what was going on. It wasn't just skin, it was flesh. So I'm like, yeah, you not doing too good, bruh. You not doing too good at all. So whatever they discovered in the cave set everything in motion, and Project Noah was born. Now, everything is being narrated by the leading actress in the show. She is Sarah Belafonte. She's just narrating what's going on about, like, this is basically how the world gonna end. Starting off with y'all was going out there trying to look for a cure for something else, and this is what y'all found. Like, we not calling y'all vampires, but y'all vampires. So we find out that they're trying to get a vaccine that makes the subjects immune to all disease, like communal diseases like AIDS, SARS. They said a few other things like you immune to everything, but you a vampire. They not saying vampires because vampires don't exist, but I'm like, if your whole thing of like the only thing that's keeping you like up and moving is blood, then you a vampire. I don't know why I'm sure when we not calling them vampires. If vampires weren't real before, they real now. Like the dude that got bit on the neck, he a vampire now. It took him a minute, like he was looking extra healthy, and then now he just looks like he very pale and like his veins are just showing everywhere. He looking very vampire-ish. They have other subjects, like it seems like the younger you are, like the less vampire you look. but you still need blood to survive. And it seems like a child is the best candidate out here. So we need to find us a random child that we can help. Now, earlier on, they had went to, I guess they had been getting a subjects, this is what we're going to call them, or victims, if you will, from death row. Now, they go death row. I don't know, I can't talk right now. They go to death row when they see some young, like, look at young man. You're going to be executed soon, but how would you like to be a part of this trial where it's a medicine that you won't get any diseases ever for the rest of your life? There's been other people who have done this. No, A, B, C, and D didn't catch their names. So how would you like that? And his first question was, can I speak to A, B, C, and D to see how they're doing? You said they out here in this nice scenery and living their life. Can I talk to these people who had this vaccine before? Because this just seems too good to be true. You want to take me, somebody who's going to be executed, and give me this vaccination. So how come y'all not giving this to, some random homeless person, somebody who wants to need some money for college? Why are you coming to me? But they was like, you finna be executed. You shouldn't be having too many questions. It's like, I need to ask these questions because this just don't seem about right. So what is the answer? They don't really give him an answer. I was like, that's your answer right there. Because you a lab rat at this point. So we have Brad. Now, Brad, he has been going around just getting the, people from death row. Hey, you want to, not die, get executed? You can get this vaccination and you can just be, just go about and live your life. This is your, you're paying back society by getting this vaccination. Then you can go live your life. But you don't get to live your life. You're going to be downstairs in some basement where they doggone it, funneling in blood for you to, you not really living, but you not dead. So, he's tasked with getting Amy Belafonte. She's recently orphaned and she doesn't have a family. Her mom died from a drug overdose 3 days prior. She's angry about this because, one, her mom had died. Now she's in foster care. And the foster mom is truly all about that money. Because when they was taking her away, she's like, can I get a check or a voucher for her food? I'm in this for the money, basically. But they try to convince her that her mom died from a toxin. And she was like, my mom died of an overdose. So, y'all not finna just play me like that. So what's really going on? They was like, well, we think it really was a toxin. So we want to take you out of town so we can help you out. Get a child who nobody going to notice missing. Her mom died. She doesn't have family. She's a perfect candidate. But she's a little too smart for them because she's like, okay, so where's the social worker at? Y'all just up and taking you out of this foster home. Where's the social worker at? And it's usually a lady combined with a social worker. Answers, please. They don't have no answers for her, but she's like, all right. So she goes upstairs like she's getting her stuff. She grabs her bags and jumps out the window and makes a run for it. All the signs point to her that this isn't a good situation for me. So I'm going to leave while I can. Well, Brad's partner runs her down and kind of beats her up a little bit. But he's like, okay, he calls his boss like, okay, we need to get another child because dude over here, was chasing after her and she got hit and some people saw this and police are going to be called. So we need to get another child. But, the boss is like, no, bring her in. We ain't finna do all that. We going to cover things up. This is when, he don't know what's going on. His job is just basically get the person, drop them off, and go on to the next person. But something in this episode just, turns him to the left. And he's like, yeah, there's something ain't right now. But we going to get to that in a minute. So, after spending the day with Amy, Brad decides not to take her to Colorado. He helped her when she was, getting car sick while they was driving. They went to the carnival and he's saying okay. And he got a call from his ex-wife. It's almost been 3 years since their little girl died. It wasn't his fault. But if you want to come home, even though I agreed to marry somebody else, you can come back home anyway. But he was he's just looking at Amy and look here. let's watch this. I, choked out, dude, put him to sleep in the restroom. We're going on a run. Wherever I was taking you, this is a bad place. I'm not taking you there. Do you trust me? And she was like, yes, I trust you. Let's get up out of here. But the thing is, they have put an APB out on him. Like, he done went rogue. He done took this child. So now it is all over the news. We looking for Brad. I forgot what his last name is, but he didn't kidnap some African-American child. They don't put her picture up there. Did y'all catch that? I did, because they don't want anybody looking for her. That's why. So, anyways, they didn't put an APB out. He didn't kidnap this African-American child. He didn't try to call his ex-wife and let her know the heads up. But, she was quick on her feet. Like, okay, Miss Adams. Paraphrasing. Yes, little Jimmy, his stitch is going to have to stay in for, a few more weeks. Yes, 6 more days. No. It's fine. It's fine. Letting him know people are here looking for you. I got your back, boo. And I was like, all right, she was quick on her feet with that. So Brad decides that he wants to turn himself in. Like, he done already went to the gas station. He didn't see the police. He's like, the only way to keep her safe is that I'm going to turn myself in. The news crew is going to be around and get a picture of her, and that's going to keep her safe. The only thing is, once he turned himself in, the Department of Defense comes in. So he's like, okay, they really want this girl for real. So, Amy, I'm going to need you to go back here and get those keys for me so I can get these handcuffs off. And a shootout ensues. So he didn't get a little bit hit, but he's still on adrenaline. It's just like, you got shot. He's like, I'm fine. So, y'all, I think I'm going to like this show. Just like Manifest, it's like, you don't know what was happening. You don't know what caused this. And like, everything seems, I'm liking this show. So hopefully, y'all gonna stick along with me with this show. So if I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, you one of my family members, you one of my peoples, go tell your peoples to tell their peoples to come up and be one of my peoples. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.